Hello, Quad Flying Fun here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the WLtoys F939 Polecat, as it's called. And as you can see in previous video, I bought the powered glider that they make, the F959, and like flying it, but I wanted to try something a little more challenging and a little bit quicker to fly. And I have to say, this really fits the bill here because I'd read about this plane a little bit and seen some other videos on it, and I was interested in it, wanted to try it. And boy, I'll tell you what, it is a quick plane, to say the least. And actually, it was too fast the way it was set up out of the box. I changed the throws on the ailerons and slowed them down because there's no rate reduction with the transmitter for it. So I went ahead and the way you do that, there's a bell crank in the back, and your servo is up here, and you put the wire that's on the crank on the servo in the hole closest to the servo, and then on the bell crank you go the furthest out hole, and that effectively reduces the rate that it can move. It actually slows it down too. It's like having a lever. Okay, you're out here, further out here. If your elbow would be your pivot point, it slows it down and slows the ailerons down tremendously, because like everything that I get, I test them and I fly them first before I do my videos on them. And it's a good thing I did with this one, because it didn't go too well. I mean, I flew it, but boy, it was all over the map. I had a hard time controlling it and actually getting it to stay stable, and I just brought it down and landed it. And I have to be honest, I have crashed it a couple times, just minor crashes. I knew I was losing it, so I got it down as close to ground as I could and just cut the throttle and let it go in. And on anything, really, if that's the best thing to do, if you know you're going to lose a quad or a plane or something, try to control it as much as you can and get it down as close to the ground and cut your throttle back, and then just cut throttle and let it come down. And it'll save you some heartache in the end, I'll tell you, because I've done that on a lot of things, and while they do suffer some damage, it's not catastrophic damage, like it breaks things to where you can't repair it. So with that said, let's now this is let me talk about this a little bit. This is a 4-channel radio. It has elevator control, rudder control, ailerons, and you have motor control, so that makes it a 4-channel. It is not stabilized, so I'm going to tell you right now, and it handles quick. You have to stay on the stick constantly on this plane. You cannot take your eyes off of it, or it will get away from you and crash. Would I recommend this for a beginner? No, I would not. You need to start out with, like WLtoys makes a little Cessna. I think it's the F949 that flies a lot slower. The powered glider, the F959, is a slow flying aircraft. Start with one of those and then get one of these if you want it. They also make I think it's a Sukhoi, a Russian-made stunt or pylon plane, just like this one. That's what these planes, this is what this is modeled after, a pylon racer. I would imagine that's why they called it the Polecat. So let's get the battery in this guy. I'll show you how the battery goes in here. This is the little battery that comes with it. Let me look up here. I think they're 130 milliamp hour batteries. They're little tiny batteries. So let's get this in here. I'm sorry I have to tip my head up, but I wear bifocals and I can't see the battery to plug it in. Okay, battery's plugged in now. And let's look down in here. We got a light in there. I can't see it if it's flashing. Usually you can see there's a little light that comes on the receiver if it's on, but it should be fine. Now when you put your battery in, it's important, so you keep your center of gravity where it needs to be. You want to put the edge of the battery even with where the landing gear goes in. I fly this with no landing gear because for where I'm at out here, I have no place to land. I just hand toss it to launch it, and I just glide it in and land it in the grass, which I'll show here in a minute. Yeah, I can see the light flashing in there, so we got light. So let's do our pre-flight check. Okay, let's get the transmitter turned on. Now this transmitter came with my F959, but it will work with any of these planes. So if you buy one, you don't have to buy a transmitter with it every time, and I think that reduced the cost. I think this I bought it from Banggood. It was only $45 because of that. So let's get the transmitter turned on. Okay, she's bound. Let's do our, well, we got no rudder here. That's not good. Let's do our elevator. Got no elevator either. Well, let me unplug the battery here and see what's going on. I see we got power in there. Maybe I waited too long to turn the transmitter on. Let me turn that off before I unplug this. Might have waited a little bit too long there talking. Let's plug this back in again. Okay. Okay, transmitter is on, or receiver's on. I can see it flashing in there. Let's turn her on again. Okay, I heard them come on that time. That's what happened. Yep, here we go. Okay, we got rudder, and I actually cut the throws down on the rudder and elevators too, to slow them down also. I did it in here on the servos in here. I came all the way into the inside hole on them, and they're in the middle holes back here, and that slows them down too, because I have to be honest, this plane is a handful to fly, and you really got to be on it. So we're good there. Let's check make sure we got motor. Yeah, we're good. So let me get my watch turned around here and get it reset, and I want to see actually how long. I think I'm only getting 4 or 5 minutes with this plane when I'm flying it. So okay, all right, we're timing. Wind's coming from the west, so let's step over here just a little bit, kind of out of the southwest, that direction there. So let's get this guy in the air. Yep, it sure is, and I'm gonna have a heck of a time flying it because of that. I hope you can see it. See, it dips and jumps and, oh, come around here. Now, I'm still getting used to this plane, so it's, and like I said, it is a handful. See how it dips? That's why I recommend you get you a little bit of altitude with it and try to stay up like this right here, because if you don't, if it goes into one of them oscillating dips, it'll get away from you in a hurry. And if you got a little altitude like that right there, you can get it back under control before it piles itself into the ground. But boy, this is a fun little plane to fly. Let's try to do a loop. Yep, cool. Okay, there was a loop with it. Bank her around here, and it is a fun little plane to fly if you can stay on it and keep it in the air. You can see I got a little bit of wind, and I have to be honest too, it's not a good plane to fly in the wind because it's so light that it doesn't respond well. You can see it's kind of bucking and jumping. That's when it's flying into the wind. The wind's actually moving it around, and it's hard to fly. Like I said, this plane is a handful and a half to fly. You've got no, where am I at here? You got no stabilization in it, so you got to be on the stick. If it makes an abrupt move, you got to counter it really, really quick. But it is a fun plane, but you really got to stay on top of him. The thing about where I'm at here, I have a lot of trees around me. Oh boy, she's getting some speed. It is a fast little plane too. You get it up like that and bring it down, it'll fly. But with no dihedral in the wing, I mean, it is really, really quick to react. And you have to just stay on it. See, I got quite a bit of altitude right now. Should have done a loop there. I had enough altitude to do one. Let's try one right now. Oh yeah. Fun little plane to fly, I'll tell you. Like I said, I wanted something a little more challenging than that 959, and boy, this guy fits the bill. Here, I'll tell you, she is a handful. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Like I said, boy, you really, and when you make movements on the stick, if you're a beginner, you just go easy with it. Don't get all herky-jerky with it, or it'll start oscillating on you and get out of control in a hurry. I hope you can see it. I had to wait till almost dark tonight to fly because it was just too much wind this afternoon to bring it out here. I had a wind of about 15 to 20 mile an hour. It's still blowing a little bit right now, but nothing like it was. I'm still learning. Not real good with this guy yet, so getting better. I just have a hard time flying it around here because I got, like I've said, I got a lot of trees, and I can get into them real easy. Want to look at my watch and see where I'm at on time, but I'm afraid to take my eyes off of it. You can kind of tell when your battery's giving it up because it gets real sluggish. You can't hardly gain any altitude with it, and it's still doing fairly well. You can see when I pull into that wind, boy, it almost stalls it. Another nice loop. I'm getting the hang of this guy, but boy, like I said, she is a handful. See how quick it turns. Let's go ahead and bring her in here. I'm getting a little bit leery here. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Better turn around, land upwind. That'd be a smart thing to do here. Come on. Come on, come around to me. Oh, see, like that. See what it does? It gets into the wind. Let's just cut her and glide her in here. And there we go. Not a great landing, but good enough. Fun little plane to fly. And cutting them cutting the I can't think of the right terminology here on the servos. When you reduce, you're going from 1 to 1 is basically what you're doing, and slowing them servos down helps this thing. It's helped it immensely. That's actually the best flight I've had with it, most fun. I could control it a lot easier like that. It didn't react so fast that I couldn't keep it under control. Let me hit my watch here. Yeah, we probably had a 5-minute flight there, and I think I flew it a little bit longer before when I was out here not doing the video, but like I said, all in all, and I have to say this plane is the first WLtoys thing I've gotten in a while that I had to do nothing to it straight out of the box. I mean, nothing. It worked, and it worked just like they said it would work. I've not had that kind of luck the last few times I've bought a few things. I had, like my 959 in my previous video, I stated I had to change some stuff on the prop because the props kept coming off of it when the motor would get hot. But after I did that to it, it flew really well. But this plane here, other than changing the throw on the ailerons and rudder and elevator straight out of the box, it flew as advertised, and it did what they said it would do. And like you see there, I mean, I got a little bit of wind tonight, not a lot, probably 8 or 9 mile an hour now, and it was, I mean, it wasn't struggling to go into it, but it was pushing it a little bit. But you're not going to fly this on a windy day, I'll tell you that right now. It's just too light, and the wind affects it too much. But all in all, good little flyer. Really like it for what it's designed for. And I mean, it's designed to be quick and be a quick handler and be nimble. I've got to give this 5 stars. WLtoys hit their design marks right on with this one. The only thing I'll say, I want a little more longer flight times, and I've got some 200 milliamp hour batteries coming for it, and I may do another review of those and to bring it out and fly it on a day that it's decent when I get those, just to demonstrate the increased flight time. So I hope you like that, and if you're on the fence thinking about buying this guy, I hope that that helped you make your decision. You can fly this if you're experienced. You can fly this guy, and like if you've had some of the slower ones and slower planes and you want to move up, you can buy this and do that. But just remember to slow the throws down on the ailerons and the rudder and elevator, and it'll it'll be a good flyer for you. So hope you liked that. Hope you enjoyed that flight. And until the next time, see ya. Bye.